All right, fair enough. Okay, let's roll. Okay, ready? All right, we got our technical glitches out of the way. We have one last technical glitch to take care of. You guys are worse than my high school students. I talked and I had four sentences out before they was like, "Who's there? There's like a voice in front of my class saying something." So good to see everybody. It's great. It was awesome. Last night we set up for 30 at the Hilton Garden Inn. We had to make a switch from the Hampton Inn and the Hilton Garden Inn to Oldsmar. We blew that out. Had to bring in 10 more chairs, and we had people just rolling in. So it was awesome to see the crew. And a lot of people who weren't here last time that are here this time. So that's okay. We're gonna catch you up on a few things. That's good. This class, by the way, that's one of the reasons we were waiting a couple minutes. Jim was getting the stuff lined up. We record this session. There are 4 sessions we're doing this week. 2 here in Tampa Bay, 2 in Orlando, and then next week we do 2 in Jacksonville. And so we rotate through, but this session is always recorded each time. So for the next 7 sessions, if you need a replay of one, we only show it to people who promise to come to the next one, right, Rose?
I did it.
Okay, yeah. All right, or that have been coming in for, literally lost a limb. That's an acceptable excuse, I guess. All right, if it was yesterday, it was the day before yesterday, we still want you here. All right, they can catch that up. All right, you can still learn to write with the other hand and still be good to go. All right, fair enough. Okay, a couple housekeeping things. If you just got a book and paid me cash, or if you paid cash for the book, period, and need a receipt, email me, all right, and I'll get you a receipt. It's a very fancy Word doc that says you paid $15, all right? But it's something you can print out, drop in your tax folder, and make sure you have it as a write-off. If you wrote a check, you can use your check as your own accounting method, because you all have incorporated yourselves as agents, right? Everybody's a PA here. And we'll talk about that, because if I'm gonna show you how to make $100 grand, you don't want to give it away, okay? And the last person you want to give it away to is the U.S. government, okay? Trust me on that one. And so with that in mind, I'm going to show you how to later on. We'll do with class outside of this on the reason why you incorporate. Everybody says it's all about legal protection. Baloney. It's all about saving money in taxes, flat out. All right, it's why you should have a PA and to do it. So if my email's not up there yet, BOBMCD. BOBMCD at futurehomerealty.com. We had some new agents in the room last night, so I reminded them that Realty is R-E-A-L-T-Y. There is no I in Realty. That's reality, right? We get that a lot when people say, I need Realty.
You say that again?
Yep, B-O-B. Say that backwards. MCD at futurehomerealty.com.
Bring your own bottle.
What's that?
Bring your own
B-O-B, that's what I know. I can tell what kind of crowd I'm talking to. All right, when I say B-O-B, that's when people's eyes light up. All right, I get it. Now I know I just got to get people in the room. That's right, exactly. Exactly.
I'm one of those that needs that written on
What's that?
the board. I'm one of those that needs that written on the board. So
Okay, it's going to be here. I'll show you. All right, no problem. I'll show you. It's kind of small print. All right. FutureHomeRealty.com. All right, cool. Real quickly, who is here today that was not here 2 weeks ago? All right, let's do it all over again. Let's go back and change PowerPoints, and then we'll catch you up. Okay? Yeah, you were here 2 weeks ago. You already remember. That's right. Got to keep our trouble students near the front. All right, so you keep an eye on them. That's teaching 101. All right. Okay. Very good. See? Yeah. So real quickly, if this is your first time here, all right. We got to introduce ourselves last time. Virginia, I like your hair. Hi. I like your haircut. I do. Looks great. Awesome. No problem. Welcome. All right. So who? First time. Okay. Tell us your name, company you're with, and how long in the business. You got 7 seconds.
My name is Ceci Reinike. I was working with Colin McCullough and I am licensed, my license is 2006.
Perfect.
What?
That's it. 8 years in the business. Cole Banker, Ceci, and it's actually short for Cecilia.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Cecilia.
Okay, perfect, awesome.
I'm Sandra Santa, and I'm formerly with Coldwell Banker in Palm Harbor. I've been in the business since '94.
Awesome, good deal. Fellow 94 entry into the business cohorts, I like that. Here, first time?
First time,
Okay.
Ally Boyle,
Allie.
worked for Alice Cheryl Boyle Brokerage.
Sounds
Which is
familiar. Is that
myself.
same last name?
Uh-huh.
Nice, I like that. Good deal, I like that.
And I've been in the business since 2003, 11 years.
Perfect, good to have you.
Kathy Bowen, I'm with Coldwell Banker, and this is my second year in the business.
Second year, perfect, good deal.
I'm Chris Lawless, I'm with Future Home, and I've been with Bob since 2006. And I've been a Realtor since 2001, 2000, and I am trying to reinvent myself.
Awesome. She has grandkids, it's taking her away, that's that magnet, right? These grandkids, Chris disappeared for 3 years, right? Because these grandkids, I gotta tell you the story I love about Chris. Her husband's with Pasco Sheriff, right? That's what, but her last name's Lawless. Awesome. Love that. That's always remember, that's a very cool story. It's very involved, it's high up in there, so. Lynette, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Lynette Scott, Future Home Realty, love Bob's energy, he's all about his agents, couldn't have a better broker in all of Tampa Bay, and thank God I found Bob.
Awesome. How long in business?
Oh, since '03.
03. Beautiful.
Julie Lauderdale, Future Home Realty. I just got my license last month, and I'm ready to go.
Awesome. That is so cool.
That's cool. I got a new one here. John Valera, Future Home Realty, late 2013.
Perfect.
Rose Vasilakis, Future Home Realty, and I've been in business for 12 years, and I think with Bob for like 7 years. Yeah.
Awesome.
And I love it.
Getting confirmation.
There's actually a date we call it, the before Bob date and the after the Bob.
That's right. Exactly. It's BC. It's BB and
We have to
A,
work it
whatever. All right. Very good.
How was your last week?
Oh, perfect. Good deal.
Well,
Just say us again. Tell us again.
Lisa Magana, Keller Williams, St. Pete, about a year.
Perfect. Awesome. Good to see you again, Lisa.
Good morning, I am Linda Arata from Fort Lauderdale. I'm with Future Home Realty now, and I've been in the business 32 years.
32 years. She started when she was 4.
That's right.
Right?
I feel very old right now.
Somehow got around that licensing. That's awesome. Virginia, you weren't here last time, so tell
I
us.
was not. Virginia with Bob, since I've been licensed, which was in '07, I believe.
Perfect. Awesome.
My name's Mark Sheets. I'm with Future Home, and I just got licensed 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So-
Last time, I haven't seen Mark in a long time. All right. The last time I saw him, he did not have a beard. All right. Because he was probably 8 years old.
7 or 8.
All right. Because I sold his mom a home back in the day, City of Bank owned open house. She walked in, met her, we established a relationship. She is now one of our top producing agents at Future Home. She's since got licensed, and now her son is licensed to help her out. I'm assuming that she is slammed. She's rocking and rolling this business, but it was a shock to me when he walked in the door, because I said, I didn't recognize you. I would have recognized you if you didn't have the beard. All right, but 8 years old, now you have the beard, it all changes. So, Kev, you were here last time. Just tell us who you are, though. Anyway.
Hi, I'm Kevin Overstreet. I'm the owner of Insured Title Agency, and I've been with Bob since 2009.
Even though we have no affiliation, but you know what? We have offices right next to each other. You know, we throw rocks at each other when we see each other on the road, everything else. So, Kevin, you got some stuff coming up. He's got we'll allow you some time to maybe promote the golf event that you've got coming up and all that good stuff. Part of that stuff. Awesome. Good deal.
I'm Dennis Carney. I've been with Bob since yesterday.
See that. Right? He's got a long before Bob date and a short after Bob date. Awesome. How long in the business, by the way?
Well, that's kind of a long story. I'm one of those people who didn't think you would do the real estate business anymore and decided to. And I had to go through all the classes. And take the test.
Yeah, I love that license lab. That's why we have that referral group. Always drop it in there. Let it hang, let it dust it off later. Things get hot.
Rob Dandry, Future Home Realty, 06.
06 and a long veteran of the 100K club, so he could have taught that
It
for
just
session.
keeps going, and finally it'll sink.
Yeah, exactly.
Trying to get over that thing that you really have to do it.
Yeah, that's right. That's the part. That third eye, right? That implement stuff. Lead. hate that part. So you were here last time. Barbara, you were here last time.
No,
Okay.
Barbara Allen, Future Home Realty, and I've been in business since, hate to say, 1975. And I've been with Bob, probably the first one in the Seminole office. How long has that been?
I don't know. Sometimes that Seminole office looks like it's been there a while. Yes, we're looking for an overall. If you know a new office building, we can move into Seminole, you let us know. I know. All right, keep your eyes out. I'm open. I'm open to that. So, Cindy was here last time. Yep. Two guests.
Amelia Antonelli, I'm from Charles Ruttenberg, and I've been in the business since 2003.
Awesome. Good deal. I love John House. He's a great guy. He's a great guy.
Enter Mike, I don't have my license yet, hopefully soon, so,
Perfect. Indra is her name. E-N-D-R-E. I-N-D-R. Awesome. Good deal.
Yeah.
Ricky, you want to introduce your mom?
She actually told me not to say mom, but.
Oh, sorry. You didn't say that. Yeah, you didn't say it, I did.
My mom, Olga says, she retired a couple years ago from the Housing and Urban Development, Caribbean office, and she likes, to work in the family business. So she might come out every time.
Awesome, good deal. All right, good deal. And Renee was here last time.
Giovanni Batista, and my license is in escrow, and I've been getting your emails, so I'm here to find out what this is all
Check
about.
what this is all about. What are these people before Bob, after Bob? Not Bob. Never done a meeting with Bob. One of those, I get it all. Trust me, I've been there. That's cool. And by the way, this is that if you're not with Bob, which means Future Home Realty, no, that is no pressure at all. All right, I want you to thrive in the real estate business. That's what this is all about. I'm just telling you, there's so much business for all of us to have. It's just awesome to see what's going on. So, being that we have so many, I kind of figured that was going to be the case. So we're going to rock and roll through a lot of the stuff we covered last time. It's going to go fast. If you want to replay, ask Rose. She can get you the Dropbox, right? Replay. Actually, ask Jim, and he can get you that. Of last time, we spent a little more time talking through some of this stuff, but I want you to at least see it. And if you want a copy of this PowerPoint or the PowerPoint from last time, just email me. All right, and I can get you the PowerPoint. You can always go back through and have the notes. That way it'll save you. Some of the stuff I'm going to ask you to write down, all right, today. But other stuff, if it's just a bullet point and you're going to plan on asking for the PowerPoint, don't waste your lead. All right, just save it and move on. Cool? Fair enough? All right. We talked about early on about proper mindset being critical. All right, how you're going to learn that if this is not some, hey, we're going to learn all these slick scripts and how it's going to be the natural thing. Yesterday, I was driving in, and I heard there was a advertisement on the radio for the guy. I guess what was the book? The movie Wolf of Wall Street, right? That dude. Okay. Well, I guess the real Wolf of Wall Street's coming to town or something like that. And so he's coming to town. I guess he's out of jail now or whatever.
Right.
Right? So he's coming to town. But it was all about come learn how to sell stuff to people who don't want to buy. You know what I mean? All this. It's like, man, I felt like I could go stop real quick, take a shower after just hearing the commercial, right? Just because it felt so greasy. You know what I mean? It was just like, who wants to sell something to somebody who doesn't want to buy? Why chase that? All right, it's just a totally different. So this is not this. All right, trust me. If you want that, it's at Ruth Dexter Hall coming up. All right, go learn from him how to sell to people who don't want to buy. All right, we're going to teach you something different. But part of that is having the proper mindset. Allow yourself to believe that you can achieve this goal. Now, by the way, 100,000 is just a number we chose out of the air. All right, it was just it sounds good. All right, it makes sense, but 100,000 may be too small for you, may be mind-blowing beyond your wildest expectations, so you can't imagine it. Choose a number that works for you, because you can't choose it too low or you can't choose it too high. Too high is unattainable, it'll never happen. You go home and you say, forget it, never happened. Or too low, it's not enough to challenge you. All right, so you need to set that up for each individual person. By the way, also, 100,000 is not, the money is not what we're all about here. Has nothing to do. All money does is buy you options. All money does is give you options to do other things that you should be doing. Your purpose in life. We're going to talk about that. All right, we're going to learn to eliminate fear and failure habits. We're going to gain a clear picture of what it's going to look and feel like to attain this goal. All right, so we're going to keep that ever in front of us. And we're going to be honest about where we are and what it's going to take to get us where we want to be. Remember I said I'm going to help you draw a map? But I can't draw a proper map for you if you aren't honest about where you're starting. Right? If the goal, let's just use 100,000 for round figures. 100,000 is the goal. All right. Well, if I'm going to draw a map for Rob to get to 100,000, I've got to be he's got to be honest with me, and we've got to have a heart-to-heart about where he's starting. If he tells me that he's starting, we're going to get to the Tampa airport, and he's starting at St. Pete Beach, okay? Different map than if we're starting here, correct? So we've got to be honest about where we're starting so we can help draw the proper map. I can't draw a map for everybody if you're not going to be honest about where you're starting, okay? We all have some things we need to work on. Oh, there's that email address, by the way. Go fast. All right? Okay, imagine this. Imagine for a moment netting 100,000. When I say netting, that's after broker split, after you've paid the board dues. We're at the board here, right? All right, so we get to at least utilize something for the money we spent, right? Exactly. All right, so all the board dues, all your advertising, all your lockbox keys, all your MLS fees, all the other stuff that you have to pay. Imagine netting $100,000 a year in the real estate business. I added this one. I love this. Okay. Imagine reading the menu left to right. What does that mean? Well, I've been in stages of my life where I've gone in to eat out, to eat at a restaurant, and I looked at the right side of the menu first to figure out what I was hungry for. Meaning, what do I feel like? $4.99. That's what I'm hungry for, right? Okay. Can you imagine living your life at a point where you get to actually say, I'm hungry for that, regardless of what the ... price is at the end of it, right? I'm hungry for steak and potato. I don't want the whatever you're offering as the early bird special, okay? You know what I mean? So imagine you get to a point in your life where you're reading the menu left to right instead of having to look right to left, all right? Figure out what you're truly hungry for and not automatically skipping the appetizer. You're hungry for an appetizer, go for it, okay? That's why when we come in here, we're going to eat bananas and apples and oranges, all right, and peanuts, because that way when you make all your other money, you can go eat what you want when you one time you go out to dinner a week to make that happen. We somebody from our office had a broker's open real close to where we had the meeting last night. So she advertised and said, "Hey, look, Bob's just going to give you bananas and nuts. All right, come here. We got wings, we got wine, we got beer. You know what I mean? If you want some other bananas and nuts, then you come to the open house and get it." All right. How about this? Imagine enjoying the real estate business. Our new agents, all right, new to the business. Okay, plug your ears. Get excited about this business. Stay excited about this business. Don't hang around with the wrong old agents, all right? Because they will tell you how tough this is and how, buyers are liars and nobody, and, you'll have to drive them around for 8 months and they'll never buy a house. Forget that mess, all right? Go and decide, I'm going to enjoy it, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to learn the right way. Imagine working with people you want to work with. Somebody posted, how many guys are following? There. Okay, if you're not, get on that. Ready? Facebook.com/groups/V100K Club. In a couple weeks, that's going to be the only way I'm going to communicate with you. All right? It's just the easiest way for me to go about it. All right? Join the group. Facebook.com/groups/V100K Club. Now, I'm not a big Facebook fan, so if you friend me on Facebook, I'll accept your invitation, but I'm never going to check your videos. All right? All right, I'm glad you have videos of the exercising dog standing next to the lady and all that kind of stuff. That's great. I get it. That's cool, but don't be offended if I don't like it. Okay? I mean, like actually click the like button. Because I usually go to Facebook to go there. Okay? It's the only place I go. You know why? Because my family knows I'm on Facebook and they want to tell me about all their problems. All right? And I just say, I don't check my personal page. You can't get in the group. They've tried, and I'm just not allowed. I have to allow them access, and they're not allowed. All right? Okay, Facebook.com/groups/V100K Club. Someone, Michelle Chandler posted there the other day. Can you imagine getting so busy? I'm going to teach you how. Get so busy that you get to choose the people you want to work with instead of having to endure the people you don't want to work with. Yeah, isn't that awesome? Just get rid of them. I know, we all have them. All right, we saw them, we're like, I've got so much time invested into them now. I better finish because someone lucky sap's going to come along and sell them the next house. Right? I showed them 28 houses, and now the 29th, as soon as I cut them loose, all right, Rose is going to pick them up, show them one house, and say, hey, this business is easy. Right? So you know what? Get rid of them. Move on, because there's other clients. All right, I'm going to show you how to get so many clients. Well, you can just get rid of the ones that are rude. All right, controlling the transaction versus transaction. I'm going to teach you to get in charge of your time. Get your life back. Okay, it takes discipline, so I can't make you, but I'm going to show you how. All right. From what's in your life, being true to your priorities. Remember we talked about that? That everybody has their priorities, God, family, church, my nonprofit work, things I want to do in the community, recreation, and way down here is work, right? And then I look at your calendar, and it's flip-flop, right? You spend all your time at work, all this kind of stuff, and then all of a sudden at the bottom, God, family, and all the things that you say are your top priorities get the short end of the shrift. It's just the way things are. I get it. I understand. What if we could get so in control of things that we could actually live our life that our calendar reflects those priorities? That would be awesome, okay? Discovering your purpose in life. None of you, all right, new agent, you are not put here on earth to sell real estate, okay? I'm here to tell you. God, that is not his purpose for you. By the way, I use the word G-O-D every once in a while, okay? So if you're offended by that, just plug your ears. If you're really offended by it, I'll give you twice your money back for what you paid to get in the door, all right? Which is nothing. So since you didn't pay me anything, all right, I can say what I want to say. Discovering your purpose in life. You are all put on here, and myself included, for something deeper than what. Now, the cool thing about real estate, I love real estate, is because we can actually affect people's lives in a positive way. We can affect change in them. We can get a first-time home buyer into their first step, in my opinion, of wealth building by home ownership. That's really cool. All right, that's awesome. However, there are, I still think that with that comes, if you properly structure your business, it can lead to having a business, not just a job, and we'll talk about that, between the difference between planting corn and planting orchards, right? Is that instead of just having a job, you're actually going to have a business that you can eventually step away from and still make it an income and allow you the free time to be passionate about something. All right, I don't care, you know, it might be orphans, it might be the homeless, it might be working at a food bank, it might be the police benevolent society, it might be wounded warriors, it might be animal shelters, it might, I'm just throwing ideas out. Everybody has a different passion. But actually, can you imagine having money and time to give to those kind of things? That'd be really cool, all right, to be able to just go and knock that out. So I'm going to help you discover that. Allow yourself to play your strengths. We talked about that, right? I'm going to show you the second video here in a second from Marcus Buckingham. There's this guy, the ladies weren't here, real quick word of warning. All right, the dude is really good looking. Am I lying? All right. Okay, the dude's a good looking dude. All right, he has a British accent, dimpled chin. I mean, it's hard to hear what he says because he's so good looking. All right, but look past that if you can and do your best. All right, to listen to what he says because it's about talking. He's a strengths guy, teaching you, hey, you know what? You need to try and find a way to play your strengths as often as possible in your day. Can't be perfect. We'll never be able to do it all day long. But in a perfect world, if we could, start to analyze what our strengths are and learn to play to those, because each one of us have a different strength. All right, each and every one of us. So we're going to allow you to do that. And let me show you the video real quick. Okay, it's about 13, 14 minutes long. And I do have the DVDs this time. All right, I didn't have to pirate it off of YouTube. All right, so that's good. I did what I said I was going to do. You guys can hold me accountable. All right, and I did that. Volume okay?
Yeah, fine.
You notice this? Isn't it funny how when you ask people to describe their weaknesses, they always manage to turn it around and make it sound like a strength? You know, the person says, my weakness is that I care too much. Or the girl says, my weakness is that I'm just too much of a perfectionist. It's kind of funny how we do that, but I suppose it's understandable because we want to make ourselves look as good as we can to everybody else, right? What's much less easy to understand, though, is that when you ask people to describe their strengths, I mean, the very things that would make them look really good to everybody else, they wind up being so vague, so vanilla, so bland in describing their strengths. You know, after a lifetime of interviewing people about their strengths, you want to know the most common answer? Like, if you were to bet money on what answer will I hear when I ask that person, this is the answer you'd make your money on. I like dealing with people. Yes, I do. People. No mention of which people, whether it's strangers or friends or colleagues or guests, it's just people. I like dealing with people. If you're going to get to be one of the 2 out of 10 that plays to their strengths most of the time, that takes control of their day, their hours, their minutes at work, then you got to become good. You got to get really good. You got to get very detailed, very specific at describing your own strengths. I mean, I like dealing with people. What is that? Which people? What are you doing with the people? Are you selling to them? Are you serving them? Are you taking care of them? Are you responding to their needs? If you like selling to them, are you selling to a lot of different people during the course of a day? Do you like getting to know people who are strangers, winning them over, getting them to like you, then selling to them and moving on like a retail environment? Or do you like building a really long-term, established, authentic relationship with someone and only then trying to persuade them to buy what you have to sell? Well, boy, those are 2 really different things. Or maybe you don't even like closing at all. You don't want to get a close. You just want to build influence. But which one of those applies to you? Or does neither apply to you? But if you're going to get to be one of the 2 out of 10, you've got to get to that level of detail, that level of granularity in describing your strengths. The good news is, I mean, daunting though that sounds, the good news is that isn't actually as hard as it seems. You don't need a psychologist or a manager or a teacher or an HR department even to tell you what your strengths are. You can do this because your strengths have certain signs to them, certain sort of telltale signs, characteristics. And if you look back at your week, last week at work, and you try and look for those signs, you'll be able to filter them out, and I think be able to see from those signs what your true, most dominant, most powerful strengths are. Here's the first sign, and it's an obvious one, but pay attention to it. Your strengths have a yearning quality to them. They're like a force inside you trying to get out. So watch to see which activities last week did you look forward to doing? Which activities did you find yourself volunteering for? Now, there may not be that many of them because you did a lot of stuff last week, but see whether you can pull the curtain aside a wee bit and look for which were those activities you actually look forward to doing. Here's a second sign. Your strengths are those things you're naturally inquisitive about, right? When you start doing an activity that's around a strength of yours, you don't struggle to concentrate either. Your mind doesn't wander. You're like in the moment. You're in the zone. You're focused. You're concentrated. Time just sort of zips by. You look up and a whole hour's gone by. Okay, what were those activities last week? Were there any activities that you stay inquisitive around, that you keep learning around, that you keep researching around? Those are all great signs of a strength. And then last, your strengths have this restorative quality to them, don't they? When you're done with them, you may be physically tired, but you're not psychologically drained, you're not empty, you're not depleted. You're actually uplifted, you're sustained, they fulfill you. That's actually why you want to do them again, because you want that feeling again. Okay, look for those activities. Were there any activities last week that left you feeling kind of magnificent? What were they? Look back for those 3 clues. Which activities did you look forward to? Which activities did you stay inquisitive around in the moment? And which activities left you feeling strong and magnificent? Did you see anything? Really, try it. Just look back. Do you see anything emerging? Any activities? Any patterns there last week where you can see some of those signs? When I do that, 3 things come to mind for me. 3 strengths sort of come to the fore. First, I interviewed a really good housekeeping supervisor. She's got 13 housekeepers she manages. She's brilliant at it. I love doing that, interviewing anybody who's really good at their job about why they're good. Second, I gave a presentation when I prepared. I'm not good, I don't like giving presentations when I haven't. I need to know my stuff, get prepared. And if I've done that, then I kind of like giving a presentation. And then third, I read an article, took notes on an article about the New Zealand rugby team, which, would you believe, has been the best rugby team in the world, which is kind of weird because there's only 3 million people on those islands. There's more sheep than New Zealanders, and yet somehow they always wind up beating teams from countries 10 times their size. Love doing that, interviewing and studying and reading up on organizational excellence, particularly mysterious organizational excellence like that. Picking out activities like that, for me, is really important work. Because those 3 activities, interviewing someone who's excellent at their job, giving a presentation when I'm prepared, and researching organizational success, those 3 things are strengths of mine. Now, in saying that, I'm not saying I'm good at them. I mean, I'm not bad at them, but I'm not great at them. I mean, with each of them, I have huge room to grow, huge improvement that's got to be made in each one of those. All I'm saying is those 3 activities, those 3 very specific activities, make me feel strong. And that's the best definition of a strength, for you as well as for me, for everybody. A strength is an activity that makes you feel strong. I mean, I know that's going to sound odd to you because you've been raised, like I've been raised, to believe that your strengths are things you're good at, your weaknesses are things you're bad at. And it's not like that definition is wrong, it's just not enough. A strength isn't just what you're good at. It's like the definition is incomplete, and it leaves out all the stuff that you really want to know about, all the really interesting stuff. You don't want to know what you're good at or what you're bad at. That's an outcome. It's happened. It's over. It's the past. You don't want to know about the past. You want to know about the future, don't you? I mean, you've got questions about the future. You want to know which strengths can you turn to when you've had a bad day so that they can build you back up. You want to know which strengths you can count on to really deliver for you, regardless of the situation or the circumstances. You want to know which strengths you're going to get better and better and better at as you invest more training and time in them. You want to know which strengths you're going to be most creative in, have the better ideas in. Basically, you want to know which strengths are going to sustain you and fulfill you as you march on through life. And that old definition of a strength as stuff you're good at is just a really bad guide to those questions about the future. That definition tells you that in order to know how to plan your future and focus your future, you should look to those activities you're good at. But can that be true? And don't you have some activities you're good at, but which leave you empty and cold? Or that even actually deplete you? Like you may be really good at organizing stuff, just brilliant at arranging everything, getting all perfectly in its place, but it leaves you empty. After 2 days of arranging and organizing, you feel this close to bursting into tears. Well, if you have some activity like that, should I tell you that organizing is your future? Organizing stuff is what you should build your career around? Of course I wouldn't. No, the best definition of a strength is an activity that leaves you feeling strong. Because if you think about it, I don't know what your goals are, I don't know what your dreams are, but surely one of the objectives of your life is to make the biggest contribution for the longest period of time. Well, if you're going to do that, whatever field you've chosen, if you're going to do that, you've got to base that contribution on activities themselves that strengthen you. Whatever you're doing at 9 a.m. on a Tuesday morning or 2 p.m. on a Thursday afternoon, whatever that is has got to strengthen you. The activity itself has got to do that. I don't care how cool your company is that you joined, or how sexy your job title is, or how noble your sense of mission is. If the activity itself doesn't strengthen you, you've got a problem. We're gonna see you burn out way before we see the best of you. Now you flip that around. If you deliberately try and install in your working week activities that strengthen you, all kinds of good things happen for you. You'll find that you'll bounce back more quickly, you'll be more resilient when things set you back. You'll find you'll be able to stay focused longer. You'll find you'll be more creative. You'll find you'll set higher goals. And of course, the really relevant thing, you'll wind up achieving those goals more often. Why? Get your head around this, because you'll get good at things you practice. But you don't practice all activities uniformly, do you? You get drawn into some activities and repelled by others. And those you get drawn into, you practice more, and you practice more, and you get better and better at them. So you need to pay really close attention to your appetites, because your appetites, those activities you're drawn to that fulfill you, those appetites drive your abilities. You need to pay attention to how you feel while you're doing something, because how you feel while you're doing something will determine how good you get at that thing. And what about those activities that you're drawn to, but you just don't seem to get any better at? We've all got those, don't we? Activities that you have a lot of appetite for and seemingly no ability. Well, we have a word for those activities, don't we? We have a word for all appetite, no ability kind of activities. We call them hobbies. And they stay hobbies because no one's paying us to do them. I mean, I can have the luxury of still going around and hacking away with my golf swing, or the luxury of messing with my forehand, or singing gloriously in the shower. I don't have to worry that I have really no ability for them because no one's paying me to do them. But it's amazing how quickly, when we go back into the real world, back into the world of work and wages and accountability and performance, it's amazing how quickly we dismiss that as a luxury. It's amazing how back in the real world, very few people maintain a strong appetite for an activity that they manifestly have no ability for. But you know the really brilliant news about defining a strength as an activity that makes you feel strong? Is that the person who's best qualified to identify your strengths, really the only person qualified to identify your strengths, is you. With the old definition, an activity you're good at, well, really, the least qualified person to identify your strengths is you. Because you'd either be too hard on yourself or too generous with yourself, depending on how fragile your ego was. So why, from a very early age, you were taught to look to somebody else, somebody outside of you, to confirm or deny what your strengths were. At school, you looked to your teachers, didn't you? At home, you looked to your parents. At work, you were taught to look to your manager and your HR department and that child of theirs, the performance appraisal. But with this new definition of a strength, as an activity that makes you feel strong, you don't have to look to anyone else. You know better than anyone else does which activities you're drawn to and which repel you. You know which activities fascinate you and which bore you. You know which activities fulfill you and which leave you feeling cold. You know better than anyone else does if you feel fulfilled and excited meeting new people and winning them over and getting them to like you. If you say you love that, no one can say, no, you don't. They can say, you know what, there's better ways of doing that. They can say, here's a really nifty new way of networking with people. They can even say, hey, look, Marcus, you know what? Sometimes your need to get people to like you and your ability to do that gets in the way of making a sale, or gets in the way of serving a customer, or some other such outcome. And that's okay. You should keep your mind open for feedback like that. That is totally legitimate performance feedback. But what no one can tell you better than you is which activities you love and which you loathe. No one can tell you which activities make you feel strong and which make you feel weak, which fascinate you and which bore you to tears. Here, your perspective is, and will always be, sure and true. So trust it. Look back at your activities last week. Look for those telltale signs of a strength. Reclaim them. No one knows them better than you.
Okay, so we got this, right? This series is called Trombone Player Wanted, right? And the kid's a trombone player, right, in the orchestra. What does he want to play? Where's his strength? Drums. Where's his passion, right? And he knows, because just like Marcus just said, nobody knows better than you what your strength is. Because by the new definition, the only way to tell if it's a strength is if it leaves you feeling strong. And it has nothing to do whether you're good at it or not. Remember, he said, use the illustration, you might be really good at organizing, but you literally hate it. Just because you're good at it doesn't mean that at the end, he says, at the end of 2 days, you wanted to break, bust into tears. All right? But you're really good at it. And remember last time, they told you that, hey, for the good of the team, we need you to do what, buck it up and do what's right for the good of the team. We need you to organize for 5 straight days. And you're like, forget bursting in tears. I might, do something else, harm myself. You know what I mean? At the end of 5 days of organizing. But you're good at it. Who cares? Who is best situated to tell you your strengths? You. All right? Because you're the one that's going to say, you know what? After I did that, I felt strong. Now, we got to be real careful here because we want to try and adapt our day and get to the point where we play to our strengths whenever possible. Now, does that mean that we just totally ignore other stuff that needs to be done? It'd be nice, all right? Eventually we could, maybe, if we got so successful at what we are strong at, that eventually we could hire out all the stuff we really hate. But initially, there are some things, and so we're going to talk about this. Remember this concept as we're developing through organizing your day, time blocking, things we're gonna do. All right, you gotta eat the goldfish today, eat it early. All right, get it done so that you're leaving the day feeling strong, not, oh, I've been putting that off and putting it off, because guess what? Eating the goldfish has been on your mind for 8 hours. Okay, and if you have to eat the goldfish, then just know what to do it, and don't do it in bites. All right, one fatal swallow. Okay, just get it done and move on, right? And so, but get it out of the way. That way it's been done, it's out of the way, and now I can go play to my strengths. For years, I haven't seen this in about 6 years, right? I'm reintroducing myself to this series. And the first time I had it on my computer, I'd open my computer every morning, and it would say, play your drums. I'm going to put it back on there again, all right? I need to be reminded, okay, look for ways to structure my day that I'm in my wheelhouse, that I'm doing what I love to do. Is it possible to do it all day long? No. All right, the things that have to be done, yes. But you're going to be most effective when you're doing it, all right? So we're going to talk around that concept, so bear that in mind, okay? You're going to see the cat because he wants to, get out of playing the trombone, all right? Somebody has to do it, stick for the good of the team, but he wants to play the drums. That's where his passion is. We're going to help you play your drum as well. So let's get back to the presentation. Where are we? Yes. All right, and we'll roll through. Cool? All right, and by the way, I told you he's good looking, didn't I?
Yep.
All right, see? Did you still hear him though? Okay, all right, okay. I know it's tough, all right? I know it's tough to pass, look past that, all that stuff going on. But it's cool the vignette that's playing behind the scenes as well, right? When you see the kid, he's going up, and he's playing the trombone, but he's constantly looking over at the drummer. You know what I mean? It's just like, man, that's where we go through life a lot of times. Okay, so we're gonna allow ourselves to play to our strengths. All right, we're gonna find those. All right, that sounds great. All right, all that sounds wonderful. 1,900 grand, that's all perfect, Bob. But you know what? We don't have fairy dust either. So how does that work? How are we gonna do that? That sounds cool. Okay. First of all, we're gonna study those who are doing it and have done it. No better way. We're not gonna reinvent the wheel here. All right. All I'm gonna do is show you people that have done it in the past and are currently doing it. We're gonna learn from each other. All right. That's the whole synergistic idea here. That's why we're shaped in a U. All right, because we want to be able to sit there and learn from each other and dialogue back and forth. We're going to learn from others in the room. Okay? There are things that Cindy's going to learn and grow with that are going to apply to somebody else, to Julie. And everybody's going to, you know what? It doesn't matter a length of time in the business. Everybody's bringing a body of work to this room, and we're all going to learn from each other. Your life experiences are important to us, and we need to hear from that. And that's why it's so important. Yes, we record these sessions, but we record all of our training normally at Future Home. And there's some stuff that we don't even teach live, all right? We just teach by recording, we put it on the internet and go for it, because quite frankly, I don't need an audience to learn how to fill out a part-bar contract, okay? I can teach that in the coziness of my own office, all right? Put it on the web, and boom, now our agents are trained on how to fill out a part-bar contract. That's cool. Here, though, it's rubbing elbows. It's learning from each other. It's, hey, you know what? I tried and I implemented that, and that didn't work for me. Anybody have any ideas? And we're back and forth. All that kind of stuff. That's why I highly encourage you to be in the room. You can get so much more out of this session when you're in the room, all right? We're going to focus on income-producing activities. We're not going to waste time on time wasters, all right? We talked about how early in the business, when I got into business, I was really good at trying to do stuff that avoiding eating the goldfish or avoiding doing things that I knew I needed to do. And at the end of the day, I said, oh, I felt so busy, all right, but I got nothing done. Nothing, because I wasn't organized in how I was going to do it. Eventually, we're going to hire out our non-income producing activity, stuff that needs to be done that we don't want to do, but still needs to be done in order to get the deals closed. All right? You can learn if someone's willing to do it for $12 an hour, let them, and you need to move on and go find more clients. Period. Okay? If somebody would do it for $12 an hour, you're wasting your time doing it. We're going to learn from our mistakes, which implies what? Growth, which implies how do you make mistakes? Thank you. All right? You do something. Right? Remember, there are 3 I's in the 100K Club. Ideas, inspiration. Everybody likes those. Those are cool. Those makes us feel good. Third one's not so cozy. Implementation. We're going to do it. All right? So many times, all right, I'll say this. I said it last time. For those of you who weren't here, realtors in particular, I think everybody, are famous for going to the next seminar. Boy, I got a great idea. I was inspiring. And then I go home and do nothing. All right? Do nothing with it. We never implement. We have to do something. without doing it, it's worthless. All right? I read Stephen Covey. I don't know if he passed away. Did Stephen Covey passed away? A couple years ago, I guess. I picked up a book from the library. My wife did. Was sharing some stuff with me from the library. One of his books is just kind of excerpts from his books and different quotes. I love this one. She read it to me the other day. I think she was, hey, Bob, listen to this. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I know what that means. Okay, look at this quote. I found this to be really interesting. Like, okay, you're into it. All right. All right. Why did you find it interesting for me? All right. To know and not to do is not to know. Ouch. Man. To know and not to do is not to know. Why waste your time knowing it if you're not going to do it? All right? It's not knowledge if you just, book knowledge is not effective. To know and not to do is not to know. So we're going to get past that. We're going to know and do. We're going to implement. Okay, we learn from our mistakes. We're going to grow personally, which means figuring out our strengths, all this other kind of stuff that we're going to work on ourselves. Because here's the cool thing. Those of you who weren't here last time, we are not going to sell stuff to people. We are going to stop chasing and we're going to start attracting. All right? Done. If anybody read Michael's Wednesday Wow this morning, anybody signed up for that? Okay. Did you get that this morning?
I got it first thing in the morning.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm going to post it. I'll post it. It's Michael Mayer, the author of the book. Okay, he puts out, he's got like 65,000 followers on this thing. All right, I'll post it on the group page, and when you get it, check it out. I think there will be a link on how you can go in and sign up for his emails. All right, by the way, you're opting in, because he sent out one last week, was like, hey, look, most of you have double opted in, and now 4 of you, Yahoos, and he said in particular, because they complained to Yahoo that he was spamming them, so it shut his whole thing down for a couple months. All right, he said, so if you don't want in, just unsubscribe. There's a link there, but just so you know, I'm not picking you out of the list. You double opted in to this thing, but just in case we're wondering. But I'm telling you, today's is so powerful. I'll post it on there, but it's so powerful about stop chasing, start attracting. That whole chase cycle, get over it. Nobody wants to be chased, therefore nobody wants to chase, right? You don't want to chase in sales, because if you chased in sales, it would be like you being chased, and you don't like that, so you'll never do it, you'll never do it effectively. That's why you never get it done. All right, so it's just totally, this book is going to revamp your thinking. Okay, it's awesome. We're going to grow personally. We're going to feed off synergy in the room. We're going to live in accountability. That's not fun. All right, that's no good. All right, that's all great, but I can just see if I have nobody I'm accountable to, then I can just say I tried. I almost implemented. As I said, I input. Okay, I didn't implement, I implemented. All right, and so it's like half implement. All right, no, accountability partner is going to kick you in the backside and say, hey, look, you need to be here. Accountability partner is going to call you on the way to make sure that she was there last night and that you're going to be here this morning, right? Okay, that's what a good accountability partner is going to do. It's going to kick you and say, hey, look, I'm going to drag you here. I know you don't want to be here, all right, but you need to come. All right, we're going to live a disciplined life. One of my favorite quotes I put up there last time. Remember, there's freedom in structure. Chew on that one for a while. There's freedom in structure. I have lived unstructured lives, people. All right, I've been there. Life is so much better structured. So much better structured.
Especially when somebody else does.
And there you go. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. And if part of structuring is to outsource some stuff, that's cool. If somebody, a part of it is, hey, look, someone's structuring your day because that's what you want to do. Here's the thing. Remember, we're self-employed, and that's the beauty of the business. It's also the curse of the business, right? Because no one's telling us what to do. There's no cubicle to go to. No one's going to sit there and say, hey, you can clock in, right? So you've got to live that structured, disciplined life, but there's beauty and freedom in that you're going to discover. We're going to consistently evaluate progress. You guys missed this. I won't show the slide. We showed the slide last time on the trip to the moon, right? Where it looks, nice and smooth, but in reality, they're constantly evaluating on a trip to the moon. They're constantly making adjustments like every millisecond, because if they get too far off, they can't correct. All right? Realtors, what do? January 1st, set our goal. Next time we look at it, December 28th. Right? I want to sell 40 homes this year. You all right? Did it. All right, great goal. December 28th, you dust it off and you sold 3. You're like, okay, I've got 3 days to sell 37. All right? That's a problem. Okay? That's a problem. So what we're going to teach you to do, and that's why I'm telling you the rituals that he teaches in the book. All right? He has 4 rituals, but we're going to study. The Sunday night ritual is awesome. It's an evaluation time. All right? It'll take you half an hour. All right, we evaluate Sunday night, we're gonna evaluate our previous week and plan our next. It's simple, all right, it's so powerful. Back to the structure creating freedom, guess what? We're gonna learn on our first and 10s that we're gonna have what we call a pre-leave ritual, that the night before we leave, whatever that means, leave, we don't have an office, right? So what does leave the office mean? Before we shut that computer, all right, I'm gonna knock out, I'm gonna make a list of the first 10 things I'm gonna do tomorrow morning. Because when I walk in the next day and I open up that computer, you guys are better than me, I'm sure, but here's what I would do. What, man, you know what? It was fresh last night. I knew what I needed to do. Now I've got to get the brain re-energized. Like, what did I need to do? There's, you know, and then you waste 45 minutes trying to figure out what you're going to do when in the first and 10 you could have had it done, right? Because you made the list the night before while it was fresh and you know what you needed to do. It's not. I mean, this stuff worked. We talked about this. I guarantee that if I were giving this lecture to the guys who were trying to sell axles to the chariot makers in Babylon, all right, it would be the same stuff. There's nothing new under the sun. This is just basic life principles if you want to be successful, all right? And so we're going to learn to do that. And we're going to finish the bridge. We talked about this. Don't just start a bridge, finish. Okay, realtors in particular, I just happen to know 20 years in the business, so I happen to know realtors best. Oh man, let's go. Our goal is to get to the other side of the river. Other side of the river is $100,000 a year, all right? So we're going to start building this bridge. Here we go, here we go. Oh, you know what? Look at Barb. Her bridge kind of, that looks cool. All right, she's a little further ahead, so let me go back. Now we start building the bridge like Barb. And then, oh, you know, want to go to this seminar? That sounds really, you know what, when I'm doing that sounds, let me go over here. So at the end of the year, we have 12 bridges started and none finished. None, right? There are many ways to make money in this business. Finish the bridge. I guarantee if you did that alone, you would be way more successful than you have been in the past because you actually finished the bridge. Okay, even if something looks funner, more exciting, better, whatever, finish your bridge first, then you earn the right to go start a new bridge. Okay, finish this one first. You hear that term a lot. Finish the bridge, finish the bridge, finish the bridge. Okay, all right. So we talked. We're going to talk fly fast on this. We talked 2 systems. All right, there are some people in the room that need money yesterday. Okay. We call it planting corn. I can show you right now, this is kind of arrogant of me, but that's who I am, all right? I can show you right now that if you wanted business, that I could show you how to have something under contract in a week, period, okay? Or have business that you don't have today in a week. When I say legitimate, qualified buyer, ready to buy, willing and able, and wanting your services, not floating around using one of 6 realtors that they're doing, have searches going for them. You're it, okay? All right, I can show you how to do that. That's what we call planting corn. The reason we call it planting corn is because it's fast. I don't know if you know this about corn, but you plant corn late May, early June, and you're eating, you have to say eating, right? The Tennessee and me and my wife's trying to correct that. I say eating, okay? She says, we don't speak that way. I don't care if we live in Tennessee, okay? We're eating corn, okay? You're eating corn by late July, okay? So in about 7 to 8 weeks, from seed to head high by the 4th of July, is what they say. All right?
No, knee high.
Knee high.
It's knee high by the 4th of July.
My, you guys planner. I planted my corn. My corn was head high by the 4th of July. You guys are way knee high. Look at that, Max. All right? You guys are way underestimating me. I gotta learn it. I wasn't grow up. They grew up there. Actually, it gives me a little more freedom because mine wasn't head high. I was like, son of a gun. It's supposed to be head by that sea. I shot for the moon and landed in the stars. Yeah. Okay. All right. So again, but that's the cool thing is you're doing it. Here, that's the good news about corn. Quick, I can show you how to make money right now. All right. People, Ricky, you have business that you didn't have 2 weeks ago. Okay. He came in. He implemented. He reached out to me. Said, I can't wait 2 weeks. Okay. Do you mind if I tell that story a little bit? Right? I can't wait 2 weeks. I need to make money. Reached out, we got him going, and now he's hooked up with Cindy. He's got business happening, bank-owned open houses, and he's rocking and rolling. Okay? Period. Yeah, but that's those bank-owned, they smell, and this and that, and you know, it's hot, and it, whatever. See, look at that. Hallelujah, right? Even better. Okay? And they don't smell. All right? You guys are way ahead of me. All right? That's awesome. And so with that in mind, we're just going to do it. Now, that's the good news about corn. It can be fast, right? The bad news about corn is that to reap the corn, you chop it down, okay? And so next year, if I come back to that same field and I say, hey, where'd the corn go? The field's going to say, where'd the seed? All right, so it's just another job. right? It's hours for dollars. It's so reap, so reap, so reap. So it's all I did in my real estate career. It was a very successful one. I was selling 100 homes a year, doing that, but it was a job. So reap, so reap, so reap, so reap, so endless cycle, couldn't get off. Okay? That's cool though, all right? I want you to be able to do that because some of you need to do that, and that's good. We can do that, all right? So how are we going to do the planning corn? We're going to do bank-owned open houses. Why bank-owned open houses? Because people come. I'm a numbers guy, all right? You go where the people are. If you found a better way to meet 40 people in a day that have an interest in real estate, you know what I mean, that know that's real estate specific discussions, then go for it. Go hang out at the beach. If you can hang out at the beach and talk to 40 people about real estate, do it. All right? It's better than a bank-owned open house.
You don't believe Bob's numbers, that's right.
Okay? People come, all right? And you know what? Some people, right, couldn't get a mortgage, much less a library card. Okay? I would get that. People are going to walk in and say, hey, look, I saw an infomercial last night. You can buy a house for $1. Is this one of those? Right? You get it all right? But so what? You're beating the odds. You know what? And I said, hey, I got to do selling 100 fast. I set up bank-owned open houses every Saturday and Sunday. All right? My goal is to meet one, on average, one every Saturday, one every Sunday. My math says, I was a math teacher, 52 weekends in the year, took 2 weekends off, 50 weekends times 2, 100 buyers. Period. Okay? That's all I did. Bank-owned open houses, met people. Converting walk-in, and I can do this, by the way. We'll talk about this. But if you're going to have 40 people in, you got to get good at converting them. Right? You wanted them to walk away saying, I've met my last realtor. All right? That dude, that gal, that person has their stuff together. Okay? All right? And why would I use my aunt? My aunt's clueless. Seriously. All right, I'm at it. All right, I'm sorry about it, but you know what it is.
I'll give an extra tip. If
Yeah.
you look at auction.com, and the property on auction.com is not in the MLS, talk to the agent that's attached to that auction.com property. The reason I say that is what Ricky and I did. I was assigned an auction.com property on Friday night, totally new to this whole auction.com thing. So I had a little studying I had to do because nobody was available by phone. And I learned what I thought I knew about auction.com. Had an open house on Sunday. Ricky wasn't with me on that one, but I had 15 people through that Sunday. All I did, bank-owned open house, 9 signs directing them to the property. And then the next day he came both Saturday and Sunday, and we had a couple out for the team each particular day. He's bilingual, I'm not, so he got a buyer that I would never be able to approach. Right? But my auction.com property sold.
See? I'm just telling you.
Because they're not all on the MLS.
Right? So check things out. Find Kevin.
I got a cool tip for everybody if you're looking for buyers. Your cohabitant, Jerry, took me to we went together to a Suncoast Real Estate Investors Association meeting. SORIA is what they call it. And it's at the Ramada on West Shore. There were probably 80 people there, ranging from literally one guy who I guess probably owns 100 properties and buys and sells and flips and holds and does all of that, to the guy standing up asking the lenders, will you give me $1 million line of credit? And they said no. And on at least twice, one of the main lenders there said, all of you, whether you're new or you're seasoned, work with a buyer's agent. The seller is paying for that agent. You must hook up with an agent. And he said something like, all my realtors in the room, raise your hands. There was nobody there.
Wow. This
is a monthly meeting. It's at 7 p.m. I think the first Tuesday of the month. And
say the name of it again.
SREIA, SORIA. I've only been to the one. I don't know if it's right for me because insuring foreclosed on properties is a little risky in my business.
Right.
But I am going to go to the next one and check it out. But
where is it?
It's at the Ramada on West Shore.
In Tampa.
Yeah. I was astonished by how many people were there. It's very blue collar. It's very, down to earth type of business. And again, 80 to 100 people were there, all of whom are either investors or trying to become investors. And no agents were there asking for their business.
Your investors are repeat.
That'd be a good one.
Investors are gold. All right? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay? And here's the thing, by the way. Okay? Next bullet point, become an expert in investor buyers. Why? They're repeat clients. They don't buy one, they buy 10.
They're not buying
Or
one.
they
They're
cash.
buying one.
Yeah, exactly. They want as many as they can. Okay, now be careful. You'll learn, you'll make mistakes. We have a saying for some investors. In Texas, they say, and I'll have to make sure you guys are my phrase police, make sure I say this one correctly. All right, maybe I've heard this one, all right? Be careful with investors who are all talk and no business, i.e. in Texas, they call them all hat, no cap. All right? Come wearing a big hat, big belt buckle. You go check them out, no cap. All right? Don't let them tell you, I've got $1 million worth of line of credit because I heard that maybe I could get one. Okay? And the answer is no.
He was actually told he could get one, but it would take an act of God.
Okay,
so it's not impossible.
That's not impossible. All right, exactly. Okay, so we're going to do that. We're going to talk, by the way, one of the classes we're going to spend in an extra session is speaking the language of an investor, because they speak a different language, right? They don't care about all the other stuff that you think they care about. They care about cap rate, ROI, what's their cash throw off, all these different things. Those are the terms that they want to hear. All right, we'll teach you how to speak that language. We're going to work first-time home buyers with vigor. Okay, love first-time home buyers. Why? Talking about serving a purpose in your business. All right, they're grateful, they are loyal, they refer the heck out of you, they're young, and they know how to go viral with social media. There's a guy in our office that sold a home to this girl who was working at Publix. Brian Heckman did the loan. She, by the time they got back from the closing, all right, she had, start doing the math, all right? She has 40 Facebook friends who have 40, all right? That's 1,600, all right? Do that one more time to 40, and you're talking a lot, 64,000, okay? People all of a sudden, bam, 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 know that, hey, look, I didn't think I could buy. All my friends were laughing at me in Publix, and this dude helped me get a home. Wow, okay? Somebody go show me the billboard they're going to pay for $3,000 this month that's going to get that kind of activity. Sorry, I'm just telling you, all right? That's where we're going to be. We're going to convert 80% of our cold listing opportunities and 100% of our preferred listing opportunities. Right now, there are people stealing your listings just because they're more technical than you. All right? You might be their aunt. All right? And somebody else, some other young whippersnappers coming in and saying, yeah, but is your aunt happy? They're like, what the heck? What do you mean text to email flyer or just text this code and an email flyer with a full virtual tour pops up on my smartphone? That's pretty cool. I bet your buyers would like that. Hey, Chris, do you have that? And you're like, I'm sorry, Nisi. All right? Okay, right? And so we're going to learn to get technical a little bit and figure that out so we can be in play there. Here's the thing. All right? You guys want to be part of this? Ricky, you and Lisa turned me on to this. You made me decide to do this next step right here. Every Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. Okay? 760, that's when we did it, right? We did about 10 days. We did it at lunchtime on the fly. We talked and we texted back and forth and said, let's do it in 5 minutes. Let's go. All right, we did it. All right, the first one was a couple Fridays ago. 760-569-0100. Enter participant. By the way, this is a free conference call thing I've had for years. I don't know if there's a limit on it. We'll find out. I guess. Okay. I did it last night to 40 people. There's another 30 people in the room here. So if we have 50 participants, we'll just have to figure it out. They say, hey, it's no longer free because you're at 50, then I'll let you know. Okay. But we'll do that every Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Why 10 a.m. Eastern time? Because in Tennessee, I'll have dropped my boys off for school and be back and get my workout done, and I'll be sitting at my desk and ready to roll. All right, popping up with my sign that says "Play the drums." Okay, that is going to be that. Yeah, at the end it'll say enter the code, then pound. So just you don't do pound twice. Just
usually the recording tells you exactly what.
Yeah, once you call in, it'll say please enter your participant code, then hit pound. So you just do 572-423, then pound once, and then you'll have to announce your name. We can talk about the fact that we'll have 50 people on there yelling and nobody can hear each other. And I'm cut off. Remember that video I showed last time? I'll have to show that again if we're going to start doing this. But so it'll be good. But we're going to focus hard and heavy because this is cool stuff, all right? But I'll be honest with you, right here, I want to focus on the next. All right? I get it. I want to show you how to plant corn and how to make money. That's awesome. Okay? I can show you how to do it because I get it. This is stuff like that's right in my wheelhouse. Man, it's my career right there. Okay, I can show you all that all day long, twice on Sunday. All right, twice on Friday, we'll call it that way. Okay, all right, but jump in there and we're going to answer questions like, where do I get my sign? Hey, Ricky, anybody have an idea where to get signed? Yeah, let's do that. It's just going to be a massive sharing idea of, hey, but today's Friday, there's no way I can do it. Remember, Ricky, we talked on Friday, all right? And some of the pushback was, there's no way, Friday, I could never do an open house by Saturday. So figure it out. Figure it out. Ricky's like, you know what, he's an ex-Coastie guy, all right, ex-Coast Guard, and you don't challenge somebody like that. And I challenged him. Next thing you know, he figured it out, didn't he? All right? And so you say, hey, you know what, I don't know, other signs, I'm going to check with Jen, he might have some extra signs. If somebody has some signs, he found it out, he found a way, he was doing an open house, all right? Jumped in with Cindy, and here it is, all right? It's just that kind of sharing is going to go on. So check that out, all right? And I'll post it on the Facebook group page as well as a reminder. But if you're not on the group page, you won't get that info, okay? All right. Now, here's where we're going to live. Planting corn's cool, all right, to where I live my life. I want to show you how to plant an orange grove. I want to show you what I didn't do in my career. Well, to be honest with you, I have planted an orange grove now. It's Future Home Realty. All right, my company is now my orange grove. But I didn't make a career out of my real estate business because I was, too arrogant because I said, hey, look, I can create 100 transactions a year out of thin air. And I could. All right? Stupid. It was a job. Wasn't parlaying my, contacts the way I should, but it was, okay? And so I want to show you what I didn't do and how you can do it. Have you read the book? Okay? Telling you, dig into this book. This book is gold. This book, and follow Michael, all right? I'm a big Michael proponent.
Any more with you?
I don't, they're gone.
Bring some.
Okay? Brought them.
Well, where are they?
Gone.
Well, I was here last time.
I know. Well, you know what? Are you on the Facebook group page?
I just tried, I can't get on.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, if you look at the 100K club, you have to get permission. We don't let anybody in.
I didn't find it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's there.
Look at the 100K club. Groups, the.
All right.
The is thou 100K. No, the 100K club. Okay? All right?
I was had an ISD member of his spiral.
Okay, you'll figure it out. All right? Generosity, here's the thing. We're going to learn to live in the generosity generation. We are going to stop chasing. We're going to start giving so much value that people do business with us. Here's the law, okay? I'm going to give 100 and get 50. I'm going to give 100 referrals this year and get 50. That's the goal, okay? Whatever it is, if you need more than 50 sales, I'm going to give 150 and get 75. The law of reciprocity is going to kick in. You guys read the story? Rick was struggling, ready to get out of the business. He was done, right? He climbed into his BMW, the last vestige of the good old days, right, when he was able to pay cash for it, just out of 2 months worth of commissions, and he was bemoaning the fact that it wasn't the good old days anymore. He was ready to quit. Decided to take this lunch. Why? Because he wanted to have a lender beg for his business again? No, because he was hungry. All right? And Michelle was the lender, and he got there, and things totally changed. She was already living in the generosity generation. It's an easy read. It's a story. It's an incredible thing. All right? When you start to understand the concepts, and once you start following Michael a little bit on his Facebook group page, and by the way, post on here, and he follows. He's part of our Facebook group page because it's really cool. He'll post in there. So be gentle. If you don't like something about the book, be careful what you say. All right? I remember that when I first met him, I said, hey, Michael, everything's great. I love the book. I'm teaching out. Everything's good. But, the 7 levels of communication I get is a communication pyramid. But you know what? Shouldn't it be called the generosity cycle? I mean, shouldn't it, And he said, oh, that's, I said, if I were, going to do it, he said, yeah, what's the name of your book, Bob? Okay, gotcha. All right. He and I have that kind of relationship now that he's allowed to talk to me that way. All right. I said, yeah, touche. All right. Thank you very much. All right. But I'm just telling you, this is awesome. On page 12, all right. And by the way, you start highlighting some of this stuff. That's why you need to have a book. You have a book? Okay.
I'm going to before I leave.
All right. Okay. So,
Look out.
all right. All right. On page 12, right there in the middle, generosity generation. It's right at the top, actually. Basically, it means the more you give, the more you get. Jay shows people like you and me how to turn our relationships into referrals. That's all it is. We are going to stop chasing people we don't know and start developing relationships with people we do. Period. Why do we spend so much time, energy, effort, and money trying to convince people who don't know, like, and trust us to know, like, and trust us when we have a group of people who already know, like, and trust us that should be using us? And should they be using us because we're asking for referrals? No, because we're giving them value first. Okay? Michael loves to quote the proverb, Proverbs 11:25, I believe. It's the generous man shall prosper. It's not the prosperous man then has enough money to be generous, right? He's generous first. The generous man shall prosper. All right? So that's where we're going to live. Also, check it out on page 13 where my clicker goes.
Over there.
Oh, the book. Okay, old way versus the new way. On page 13, highlight this at the very top. In the old days, the only way to get business was cold calling, door knocking, and other ways to market to strangers. Everybody spent time and money trying to attract and close people they never met. In the generosity generation, we can spend our time, energy, effort, and money on the people we actually like and trust. In the end, those are the ones who are most valuable to our business. Period. Okay? In the old days, we spent time, energy, and money chasing people we didn't know to try and get them to know, like, and trust us. Instead, we are going to dig deeper with a few rather than shallow with many. Okay? That's what we're going to do in a nutshell. Okay? In a book, have a great day, go get them. Okay? That's pretty much it. So that's what we're going to live. Okay? The story points it out. He does a great job of doing this. Okay? So at the end, all right, he asks her, hey, look, now's the time. You've bought me lunch. Now it's time for you to ask for my business. I get that. That's what mortgage people do, right? So here it comes. And he says something, and she turns it around and says, actually, Rick, let me ask you, how can I help you? Right? There's that massive value. She flips it upside down. How can I help you? What do you need right now? It's not about what I need. It's about what you need. You start asking that question a lot of people, and you're going to have friends. You start asking or ending every sentence you have with anybody, whether it be on Facebook or a phone call or a direct mail piece, and it says, by the way, referrals are the greatest compliment I could ever receive, so please give me your referrals, is what you're saying. All right? You know what's going to happen? Is people are going to stop taking your call. Period. If you end every sentence with, by the way, you and anybody you know looking to buy or sell real estate in the next 6 months, right? The way Wickman and Ferry and all these other people teach us to do it, you're going to be what Michael calls the NFL. No friends left. Right? Nobody wants to hear from you when you are ending every sentence with commission breath. Right? Are you with me? Everybody's like, dude, stay away. I can smell it from about 15 feet out. Right? It's all about, you say you're calling to check on my weekend, but you're lying. Because that's an excuse to get to your drop line of, you anybody know looking to buy or sell real estate. Okay, but don't forget, I'm a real estate guy. They know you're a real estate guy or gal. You have to tell them for the 15th time. They know. You just know give massive value and truly care about people and give value first. The seminar. So she talks about going to that seminar, remember? Okay, remember the seminar? We've all been in the seminar. We get there. We're all going to walk on hot coals, all right? We're going to convince our minds. We're going to learn all sorts of great ideas. We're going to get inspired, and we're going to go home and do nothing. All right? Okay? So we don't want to do. So we're going to keep rolling. He goes to the seminar. Before, by the way, she invited the seminar before the seminar. All right, in between Tuesday and Friday, she left a voicemail, sent an email, and mailed a card. You think she had a systematic, disciplined approach to her, how she was going to attack this? Absolutely. How many guys, Brian Heckman, have you guys been to his thing, the 7-file folder gig? Tell me.
No, but I get his calls.
Okay, you got Brian Heckman Mastermind group on Tuesdays, all right, Agent Mastermind. He sponsors. Incredible stuff. Dig into what this guy has to offer. Google and find him. Brian Heckman. He couldn't make it today. He's a mortgage guy, no affiliation with us, just really good. All right? And he gives massive value. He's been living this. He read this book about a year before I read it. Okay? He gives massive value.
I emailed him a letter yesterday. He called me after the email by him.
Perfect. He's just a massive value giver. And what he does, his whole business is built on, I decided as a mortgage guy, I'm going to give massive value to real estate agents, and I bet you they'll remember me come mortgage time. Enough of them. Not all of them, but enough of them. I'm just going to keep giving. Keep giving. He's just one of the best real estate trainers. By the way, that listing presentation, that's the real techie thing, he teaches it. A mortgage guy? Yeah. He's young, he's 32, 35, whatever he is, and he understands the stuff and knows it. He learns how to outsource stuff to Bangladesh for $5 a day or whatever. He's just incredible, all right? He's really good at all this stuff, and so just tie into him. He's really good, but he would do this. It's his file folder thing that he gets on the phone with you, all right? He's going to follow up with a handwritten note, okay? He's going to say, he's going to look at his watch, he's going to write it then. It'll take him 3 minutes because it's fresh on his brain. All right. Hey, Cindy, great talking to you. Thanks for the referral, that buyer. Bam, bam, bam. Here you go. Today's Tuesday. He's going to drop it in Friday's folder. And that little funky, that's old school. Yeah, it is. But guess what? It's ready. So he has 6 phone calls that day. He has 6 notes already handwritten. Friday, he picks them up and drops them in the mail. That's not very high tech. That's not very sexy. That's not like driving a Lamborghini and coming up with diamonds dripping off your thing and saying, hey, I'm the realtor. Okay. All right. No, it's personal, right? It's showing that you care, that you're appreciative of the fact that someone gave you a referral and you're willing to, hey, you know what, you matter to me. Okay? Big difference.
H-I-C-K or H-E-C-K?
H-E-C-K, M-A-N. Yep. H-E-C-K, Brian Heckman. H-E-C-K-M-A-N. All right, so the seminar. So he gets there, right, and they're all wearing these funky wristbands that say do it now, right? They're tapping it, they're all doing their little chants and all those things that they do, all right? Okay, do it now. Do it now. You want one? You read the book? I'm telling you. Okay. You want one? Take it. Do it now. All right. Well, no, you can see people out there. You can be doing a deal. We got a Keller Williams agent. We got a future home agent. All right, doing a deal. You guys are negotiating. You guys say, hey, look, we got to be nice to each other. Look. And fellow do it nowers. All right. We are fellow do it nowers. That's right. Exactly. Exactly. That's right. Can't do it. Bob says do it now. Bob says do it now. All right, grab yours. All right. Grab a couple extra for your mom. Okay. All right. Your business should be about leaving a legacy. On page 21, it talks about leaving a legacy. This is incredible. Okay, remember, this is right in our wheelhouse. This is why Corey, I was teaching some of this stuff before the book. And this is why Corey thought, hey, look, Bob's already read the book when I hadn't read the book. Okay? He gives him an assignment later on about talking about what's going to happen at your funeral, right? And how it's going to be. You know, there's a poem, I think, actually, there's a book out too called Dash. All right? And it's, what's that? Yeah, living between the dashes. Because you know what? On all of our tombstones someday, there's going to be a dash.
Oh,
right? Okay? Mine's going to say 1966 dash 2086. All right? Some living healthy, some eating nuts and bananas, working out, P90X3. All right? I'm getting it done, and I'm going to lift 120. All right? Why not? Okay? So, how though? What the dash is what did you do with your life? All right? We get when you live, when you were born, when you die. Well, what's the dash? What did you do? Okay? It's all about leaving a legacy. On page 21, he talks about this. What he wants said about your funeral has everything with how you do your business today. Your business should be a vehicle for helping you live and leave a legacy. Your business should help you fulfill your purpose. Boy, the most important conversation you ever have is the one with yourself. Your affirmations are statements of who you are and who you will be. They shape the kind of business you will run, and in turn, the type of life you will lead. Remember I talked about that I can't draw you a map if I don't know if you're honest about where you're starting? Quite honestly, I can't draw you a good map if you don't know where you want to end up either. Right? If we want to talk about the legacy you want to leave, how do we draw the map? We've got to have both points in place. Where we are today and where we want to be. And it's not, I want to do $30 million in real estate sales. All right? Big flipping deals. Somebody can sell real estate. What do you want to do with your life? How do you want to change? All right? What kind of legacy do you want left? That's why he gives them the assignment later on of writing the 4 eulogies and writing the 12-word epitaph. All right? I'll tell you this. My 12-word epitaph, I don't say, boy, he was really good at the FAR contract. All right? What does that matter, right? Who gives flying flip? Okay? You want something said about you that's deeper than that. Okay? He can negotiate better than anybody else. Whatever. Okay? So think about that. That's why it's important to have that conversation. Become the trusty lighthouse. It's a great quote in there too about becoming, you know what? My business changed. He's interviewing some people that had applied with Jay, and Jay was like the seminar guy, right? The slick guy that was up there on stage, right? Put on seminars. But Jay brought this other kid up and he said, you know what? I just learned that I just became the trusty lighthouse. I was stopped chasing business, and I was a lighthouse that people could become reliant on for good, solid real estate answers, mortgage answers, lawn care answers. Remember the young kid that was in the book that was knocking it out with his business and the lawn care business? Just whatever, okay? I just became the trusty lighthouse. People could rely on me, and I was trustworthy, and I wasn't commission breath, and I wasn't salesy in what I did. I actually consulted people, and one time I consulted somebody, I talked them out of selling their home. Heaven forbid. Why would we do that? Because it's the right thing, right? Because as a real estate consultant, I said, hey, you know what? You bought this as a first-time home buyer with 3.5% down. I know you're in a position that you have 5%, you can buy your next home. And I know that if your goal is to eventually have a portfolio of rental properties, I'll never be able to get you a mortgage loan for 3.5% down on an investment property. So let's keep this one and rent it out. Oh, Bob, you just talked yourself out of a sale. Yeah, you know what? And they referred me 5 people in the next 3 months. Because I did the right thing. Is that why I did it? No, because the right thing is the right thing. Is it a law of reciprocity that eventually you do good things and good things happen? Absolutely. Call it karma, call it whatever you want. Use the G-O-D word. Doesn't matter, okay? It's just good things happen.
If you hear of somebody that's getting cash for keys, the banks typically want to evict them, which goes on their credit record, and they did nothing but rent from somebody that was in foreclosure. So if you hear of that, turn them into a buyer, or at least let them know, turn them over to, I turned mine over to Brian so that he could see if he could qualify, so he doesn't have that on his record as an option to buy if they're qualified. They'll love you for being able to see, can they?
Absolutely. Do the right thing, right? Treat people the way you want. Actually, it talks about the platinum rule in here, right? Golden rule is do unto others as you have them do unto you. The platinum rule is do unto others as they would have done unto them. Treat people the way they want to be treated, not the way you think they want to be treated. All right? Treat people the way they want to be. Now, that takes a lot. It took me years of therapy to get to that point. I had to be aware. I mean, there are other people in the world besides me. Wait. This is all news to me. One more time, doctor. There are other people in the world besides me, okay? Including my wife and kids. Boom, boy. Thank you for sharing that with me. That's eye-opening, okay? Because I live my life very myopic, and very narcissistic, okay? So being aware of other people's needs is huge, all right? Think of that point. Focus on controllable issues. I love this one, okay? You know what? How many of you here are, it's not Bernanke anymore, who's the new lady?
Yellow.
What's it?
Yellow.
Yellow, okay? How many of you have an inside direct line to her? Okay? Then you can't control interest rates. All right? So, is there anything you can do about it? Nope. Okay? No big deal. Focus on things you can control. All right? Too many times, boy, if interest rates were at 4.25 instead of 4.5, I could really sell. Okay? Excuse. Cockamamie. All right? That's what his coach would say. Read it. How about Janice's story? There's an old lady that came hobbling up and said she wrote 338 personal note cards to the apartment complex and got all sorts of responses for a first-time home buyer seminar she was putting on. Believe it? Could it be done? Yeah? Think it would work? Think it would work better than direct mail? Handwritten notes? Sure. Blue ink?
That was amazing.
Absolutely. Right? Would it work better than, yeah, but you know what, I got this really cool slick piece of postcard that high gloss, back paper, bam, I guarantee that's going to work. Trash. Trash. Handwritten note, I'll read. Better, we're going to learn. Handwritten note to your friend, best. All right? Why? Because it doesn't say Robert on it, it says Bob. If I get Robert, they pulled it from the public records, they're not my friend. Period. Okay? You call me Bob, I'm your friend. I get it. All right? You know me. So, just realize that. We're going to talk about how we can actually have some proactive upward spiral life. I love this. Okay? Learn, implement, fail, evaluate. Learn, implement, fail, evaluate. Spiral staircase. right? We're gonna learn something, new idea. We're gonna implement it. There's that I word again. Dadgummit, get rid of that I word. Gotta do it. We're gonna fail by doing it, and we're going to evaluate our failure, and we're gonna relearn and re-implement and fail again and keep moving up the spiral staircase. It's the upward spiral of life, he calls it. It's powerful. Learn, implement, fail, evaluate, read it if you haven't already. Communication pyramid. Okay, on page 35, there's awesome stuff in there about the communication pyramid. Okay, talks about, basically here in a nutshell, it's actually a kind of small part of the book. That's why I told me to rename his book. That's why he told me to show me my book that I wrote. And I said, okay, pretty good. Okay, advertising and direct mail, electronic communication, very low levels of communication, right? You came through an electronic communication, you were getting our emails, right? Probably better. Do you think you would have come sooner if someone in this room had said, hey, come with me? You need to come to this, you know what I mean? Probably, you're right. Probably would have come sooner. I don't know these guys. Yeah, the video presentation, who are they? Right? Right? I'm with you, okay? You guys came because of what? Right? You got to be there. What is it? You got to be there. What is it? You got to be there. Okay? That is way more powerful than me trying to send an email. You probably got my emails too. You deleted it and never got there. Okay? Well, it's true. I get 150 a day, all right? I deleted 147. All right? Before I even open them. I get it. That's why it's a very ineffective way to communicate. Very ineffective. Now, are there places in our business where we communicate? Yes. All right? We'll talk about that later. But if you're trying to talk to people and deliver a message, the lower end of the pyramid is not it. It's not influential zone at all. The higher you go up, the higher the impact. Now you start making handwritten notes and you start making phone calls. I call our agents on their birthday. All right? You'd think I'd have delivered a bouquet of flowers.
I thought it was pretty good.
See, I know. So, because I would like that too. That's cool. You know what I mean? Yeah, I can Facebook, but guess what? You've got 7,000 friends, right, on Facebook, and they all said, happy birthday, Joe. All right, on Facebook. He's like, yeah, whatever. I did that too. I can click one button. It's done. Right? So here's the thing. I actually picked up the phone, all right, and we're going to learn later on. Yeah, but I haven't talked to them in like 3 years. Catch this phrase. Michael came in from one of his seminars. One phone call will overcome 365 days of perceived indifference on your part. Period. Okay? Yeah, but what would I say? We'll figure that out later. One phone call. All right?
I have to share this. When Bob called me on my birthday, I was like, my burger phone even stopped.
Yeah, about half the time I get to, oh no, what I do. All right?
Something complain about me.
Right, so if you get a call from me and it's your birthday, at least, you know what, don't panic yet. All right? Get a call from me, not your birthday, it's probably something to complain about. I get that, all right? But if not, all right, and it's your birthday, but I do get that half the time they forget it's their birthday. I'm like, oh yeah, what I do, and so there you go. Fair enough, okay? So phone calls, then you start moving up events and seminars, you bring somebody here, now that's a personal, influence thing, all right? And then the one-on-one meeting. You want to have the most influence, you want the most impact with people, you want to be able to sit across with them and say, how can I help you? All right, eyeball to eyeball, meatball to meatballs, we're having lunch, okay? Or salad to salad, because we're the healthy group here, right? No dressing, olive oil only. Sons, I hate it, man. My wife's like, hey, geez, really? I can't even have a little bit of dressing? Olive oil. All right, well, you just wait till I go out of town. All right, I'm going to have dressing on my salad. Okay. But just face to face, that's the most impactful thing you can do. You sit down with somebody and you genuinely say, hey, Rob, how are things going? And where's your business right now? And how can I help? Not how can I help? And by the way, do you or anybody know looking to buy some real estate next 6 months? Forget that. Leave that off. Okay, if it's on your card, get new cards. Okay? Michael put it out there. Stop, period. Asking, period. For, period. Referrals, period. Stop it. Okay? Nobody wants to be asked for referrals. So stop asking for them. Okay? It's simple. I told you on the little video that I promote this thing that it's something you're going to want to do because it's going to teach you a way that you're going to get massive referrals without having to ask for them. Check this. All right, remember I told Facebook group page. I said this. I'm going to share with you one idea. This idea alone, okay, you talk about referrals, is going to add $100,000 to your income this year if you implement this one idea alone. You are going to set a referral goal, not a sales goal. All right? You set a referral goal. I'm going to give out 100 referrals and receive 50. What kind of referrals do I give out? I'm talking, hey, do you know a good plumber? All right? Do you know a good dance studio for my daughter? Do you know a good real estate attorney? Do you know, you're going to give out referrals. Now, how do you do that? How do you do that? Well, I say the best way, if you look at the pyramid, the most impactful way is to do it at a one-on-one meeting. All right? Another way to do it is on a phone call or a handwritten note. Now, how do you do that? Well, catch this. One-on-one. This is not here, so get ready to write this script. I will teach you a script today. People find out you're in the real estate business. What's the number one thing they like to say to you? Oh, you're in real estate? How's the market? Okay? Every time, right? We get it? Cocktail party, Rays game, Bucks game, doesn't matter. Just met him for the first time. Oh, this is my friend Chris. She's in real estate. Oh, really? How's the market? Get it all the time. Catch this. You ready to write? The market's the market. I'm going to say it real slow, and then I'll deliver it nicely for you as well. The market's the market. It ebbs and it flows, kind of like the ocean. I've learned I can't control it. I just try and navigate it the best I can. But what I'm most excited about is I am 32% of the way toward my referral goal this year. Period. And have your numbers and make it 3.2% if that's where it is right now. Okay? I'll say it again. How's the market? You know, the market's the market. It's kind of like the ocean. It ebbs and flows. I've learned I can't control it. I just try and navigate the best I can. What I'm most excited about is my referral goal. I'm about 32% of the way towards my referral goal this year. What's the next question that comes from them? What do you mean referral goal? Oh, I can tell you, I want to give 100 referrals this year and receive 50. So how can I help you? Bam. Well, what do you mean help? I don't get that. What do you mean help? Yeah, you mean help? I mean, you know what? I'm in real estate. I got a lot of contacts. I know people in kind of like every industry because I deal with a lot of industries. Is there anything going on in your life right now I can help you with? You know, I just saw on your Facebook post that your daughter just started school. How's that going? Do you have a good aftercare after school? How's that? No, we're really struggling to find somebody, you know, that can help. You know what? Let me check around, see some of my contacts, see if I can help you out. All right? Hey, you know what? I do. You know what's funny you ask? Because now that we owned a home, we just bought it. You know, we were just talking last couple nights ago that we need a trust or a will or something. Do you have something you'd recommend for that? Massive value given first. Simple. Okay? Piece of cake. All right? How's the market? You know, the market's the market. Kind of ebbs and flows, kind of like the ocean. I learned I certainly can't control it. I just try and navigate the best I can. What I'm most excited about is I'm 32% of the way towards my referral goal this year. Okay? 32% of the way toward my referral goal this year. Or whatever that is. By the way, you're going to have to track it and keep track of what your referral goal is. Got to have one. Can't do a percentage. This is the math teacher in me. You can't have a percentage if you don't know the end goal. Okay? All right? So if you make it 100, that's easy. All right? Because you can keep track of that one. That's easy. That's easy to do percentages of. All right? You want to really be an overachiever, do 150 and really test your math skills. All right? Not so easy all of a sudden anymore. All right? So I do that, and now I just start to get massive value back. Period. Here's the law of reciprocity. We live in an equilibrium society. If I give so much value to you, eventually, you're psychological, whether you're going to voice it or not, you're going to say, I got to give some of this back. You know what I mean? It's just where we are. We like things in balance. All right? We do. So if you start giving so much value, you're going to start getting referrals without asking for them. And all you're doing, you're loving life. You know, you're going to get out of bed in the morning with a spring in your step because you say, the only thing I have to do today is go help people. How can I help? All right? Somebody asked me, how's the market? By the way, learn to turn everything. Michael's really good at this. You start to turn other conversations into referral conversations like, hey, Michael, how's your dog Lucky? Oh, Lucky's awesome. You know what? Lucky's doing really well. He just had a little bit of a scare, but in that scare, it was awesome. We found a really good vet. You need a really good vet? I got a great referral for this vet. Do you have a dog? Oh, no, I'm good. He goes, well, I said, well, you know why? I'm just looking to give referrals because my goal this year is I want to give 100 referrals and get 50 referrals back. Okay? Natural. I'm not saying, hey, look, give me a referral. I'm just saying I want to give. I want to give, I want to give. How can I help you? At the end, you say, how can I help you? Telling you, that's goal. That implemented, done. Hashtag game over. All right? When your why is strong enough, the how takes care of itself. Lead it. To get 50 referrals, you need to consciously give out 100. That's what his coach tells him. Beware of success suicide. Page 51. Something out there doesn't want you to succeed. Something might be family. Something might be health. Something might be friends. Something might be perceived friends. Something might be the out of wedlock having baby niece. All right? It's me talking from personal experience. All sorts of things want to draw you away. Don't let it. Stay focused. Write this next line down as well. Remember I told you I was going to show you how to make 100? And then the other one's going to show you how to keep it? Probably going to offend some of you right now. All right? But you're like, no way, I'd never do that to my family and friends. Okay? Lose your money. That's fine. Here's what I know. Voice of experience talking. Your family and friends can smell money in your account. Okay? Beware. If you've never had money before, okay? If you start to get some extra, they've got this sixth sense, all right? That you're the sugar daddy, sugar mama, sugar aunt, sugar uncle, sugar whatever, sugar third cousin twice removed, all right? Okay? I'm just telling you, learn this line. Wow. I'm really sorry to hear that. I'll keep you in my thoughts and prayers. Period. And in your mind, but it's not my problem. Okay? I cannot take on everybody else's problem. Period. Now, let me correct that and say, I'm a giver, a massive giver of value. I've got nieces, I can tell you stories, all right? Okay, about my family. I also tell you nieces and nephews who aren't going to college by choice and so on and so forth and making decisions in their life. I can also tell the story of a young boy, Preston, who is our little brother from Big Brothers Big Sisters. We've had since he was 5. All right? When he was in kindergarten, he is now a junior at USF. We've paid through his private high school, paid for him to get caught up in school and all sorts of things, paying for his school. He's a son that I don't have. He's an extra son. Okay? Why? Because he has stepped up and said, I'm going to do it. He's raised his hand and said, you know what? I'm going to take the steps out and do it. Okay? Sorry. Okay. Good deal. Okay, that's right. That was long before I went to voicemail. Voice call out faster. You know, for sure. By the time I get here, he's okay too. That's it. Just telling you. Choose your battles. I get it. All right? But I told you I was going to offend some of you, and that's okay. I would never do that. Well, guess what? I'm just telling you, if you give help to the wrong people, all right? They don't go away. And the problem gets worse. Okay?
I have a son. His wife left him and his baby a couple of years ago. He called me and he told me, I had money to bail him out. All I did was go get the kid taken away from my son for 2 weeks. And my son had figured out sometimes just an action is better than having the money. He called me this summer when he didn't have his son the first part of the summer. And he said, Mom, I don't know that I ever really thanked you for taking Jackson. He now has custody of his son. So
it's just, you can do things, all right? But I'm just telling you, it's a pit, all right? It is. And success suicide, because it's going to go away. The money will disappear. Well, you actually have absolutely. I know. That's, you know what? That's a blessing. Okay, hallelujah. All right. But it is what it is. You just got to understand. Okay, and it's rough to say. Now, and again, people who deserve your help, help them. I'm a big helper. Trust me. All right. But it makes for awkward Thanksgivings. So awkward that I stay in Tennessee and they stay in Florida and everything's good. Okay? But it is what it is. Is that?
Where are you going Christmas?
That's right, and I go away too. I don't even stay at my house because they might wind up there, right? Exactly. Where are you on Thanksgiving? No, we're going. Going where? Maybe just the hotel 3 minutes away, but we're not home. All right, so you can't come. All right, it's a conscious decision I made. All right, write that down. Wow, I'm sorry to hear that. I'll keep you in my thoughts and prayers. Okay, and I'm keeping my wallet in my back pocket. Okay, just telling you. All right, so coaching session. He goes in and he starts talking affirmations. We're going to start putting some of this stuff out here. Affirmations are huge. Get up in the morning and tell yourself, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to attack the day. That's what an affirmation does. All right? I feel happy. I feel healthy. I feel terrific. I feel happy. I feel healthy. I feel terrific. You can't say that enough times, and then eventually you're going to at least change your demeanor in some manner. That's why affirmations are huge. He tells them to get a blessings book. Start writing, realizing all the good that he has. Right? Rick had a little kind of what Zig Ziglar likes to call the plum disease. Poor little old me, right? Okay, no, but, the market shifted, and I don't know what to do. Houses used to sell, and the average days on the market was so low, and all I did was stick a sign in the yard, people bought, and now it takes work. Big deal. Figure it out, okay? Sales goal, all right? And when I say sales goal, it should be referral goal. I changed it on the other ones. I forgot to change it on this one. Referral goal on your mirror, computer, office, everywhere. My referral goal is. Corey, remember I told you about Corey Rose? Guy who really turned me on to 7L from our Jacksonville office?
I see one on that.
Yeah, he posts. He posts on the 100K. He posted a while back his referral whiteboard. One half of the whiteboard is referrals given. On the other half is referrals received. Corey will tell you stories because he learned this from Michael. All right? He said you post it and you have it there on a whiteboard. He meets clients at his office sometimes, his home office. They come in, all right? And they're there filling out a contract, and they look up. What's that? Oh, I didn't tell you. My referral goal this year is I want to give 180 referrals and receive 90. And you can see here's referrals given. He has the names written down, and referrals received, names written down. Okay? Psychologically, what happens? They're like, oh, man, you're behind on the referrals. You know what? Hey, Corey, I got a friend. Psychologically, hey, we're going to balance that out. He's giving way too many. He needs to receive some more. Right? It just happens. I'm just telling you. All right? I dare you to implement. I dare you. I dare you to implement. Yeah, it is a double dog dare. Put your tongue on this cold pole, right? Christmas Story. I love that movie. All right. Internalize. Okay? The market is sort of like the ocean. Okay? The market's the market. Make that your own. All right? You don't want to say it like me. All right? Say it like you. Okay? How's the market? Have that answer ready to go. You're going to get asked. I guarantee between now and 2 weeks from now, when we get back together, you're going to get asked that question. Oh, really? In real estate, how's the market?
That's the first thing they say.
First thing. Okay? So if we know it, why aren't we prepared with an answer? All right? That doesn't sound salesy. I was like, it's okay. That's what I was doing before. Missed opportunity. Okay? Physical fitness and eating right. Got to do it. Telling you, you're going to feel so much better. You're going to attract business. All right? If you're going to attract people, be attractive. Okay? That means our body, our smile, the way we look. We're going to get up and out of bed in the morning, ready to go. We're going to get things ready to attack. We're going to live long until we're 120. All right? So we may as well eat right. Do you want to live that long? No. Very good. All right? Rainmaker's affirmation. On page 48, there's a great affirmation. If you were looking for your first affirmation, there's a Rainmaker's affirmation on page 48. Read it. Internalize that. It's awesome. 12-word epitaph. He had to write a 12-word epitaph. All right, and it's not. She was the best addendum writer in the history of real estate. Okay. 4 eulogies. One from your spouse, one from your children, one from a coworker, and one from a client. What do you want said about you? All right. What do you want said about you at the end of the day? We're going to have the end in mind. Stephen Covey, speaking of which, always talks about having the end in mind. Begin with the end in mind. One of his 7 habits is begin with the end in mind. Powerful stuff. Correct your voicemail reading. Read it in there. Okay? It's powerful. It's taking control of your day. Oh, I'd never do that. I had somebody question come up last night. Yeah, but if I say I'm going to return calls between 12 and 1 and 5 and 6, okay, let's say. What if my phone rings at 10:30 and I can answer it? Then answer it. You don't have to let it go. I'm sorry, I'm going to leave it go to voicemail because I'm going to show that I'm in charge and I'm not going to return calls. If you got time, answer it. What we're not going to do is stop making our 1st and 10 and our hour of power calls. We're going to talk about that later. to answer a phone call when it says, hey, look, I'll return my calls between 12 and 1 because I'm going to have 1 hour of uninterrupted focus on my hour of power. I'm going to knock it out and get it done. But guess what? That hour is going to be the most effective hour of my day, and it will generate 93% of my business. So because of that, I'm not going to let anything interrupt it, period. Period. All right? Do it now, 49 times 3. You have to come out and say, do it now, 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 do it now. When you're doubting you should do it now, look at your wrist. Okay? It's not later, do it now. 25 power notes. Guys, read this. Power notes. Who do I write the power notes to? People. I'm going to put some stuff out there. I was thinking last night because I got the question. I said people. I got the, you know what? I'll put some stuff on the group page, some ideas of who to write power notes to, and kind of some topics maybe. All right? Here's the nice thing about the group page. Your friends can't see the group page. So the fact that we're going to share ideas, hey, I wrote a power note about the kids going back to school. Hey, I was driving by school and I just thought about you. I know I saw your Facebook post. I saw 4,000 Facebook posts, everybody's first day of school pictures, right? Okay. Right? Okay, cool. All right. Okay, if we're going to read it, let's use it to our advantage. All right, first day of school, first day of school. Really? Okay. So first day of school pics. All right, cool. Everybody's posted there. Hey, I saw that. Just wanted to write a note. Just was thinking about you. Hope Johnny has a great year. P.S. Give me a call sometime. I got something I want to run by you. That's your compelling P.S. That's the hardest part of these power notes. P.S. Give me a call sometime. I got something I want to run by you. Now, when they call you back, which some may, right? Hey, I got your note. Thank you so much. Here's what's going to happen. You send out 25 power notes. 3 people are going to call you and not say, hey, by the way, your PS said to call you. They're going to say, hey, by the way, that's really cool. I haven't got a personal note in a long time. By the way, my aunt's moved. And you're going to get stuff. I'm just telling you. If you want business, be prepared to do that. All right? But if they do say, hey, what did you want to run by me? All right? I'm going to say, hey, you know what? I want to run by you the fact that I set a goal this year to give out 100 referrals and get 50 and receive 50. And so in that, I'm looking for people that I can help. Is there anything I can help you with? Really? That's what you wanted to run by me? Yeah. Anything I can help you with? Wow. Yeah, you got to be prepared for the silence on the other end. They're not going to say. Right? It's totally different. All right? Because they thought you were going to say, you're going to be looking at buy or sell real estate in the next 6 months. Right? So they're like, wait, you're off script. All right? The other realtors that did this, you're off script. Okay? So you say, how can I help you? And they're like, wow, that's cool. All right? You know what? I do need or we just got in an accident and I'm looking for a good auto body mechanic. Great, go find one for him. Called the Triangle of Trust. We'll learn later in the book, Triangle of Trust. Guess what? Somebody in the group last night, Margaret Jackson, Margaret? Yeah, from Kiddo, she was at the meeting last night. Yeah. Yeah. That's right, he did. Her daughter, by the way, is due any day. Okay, right. Anyway, she was at the meeting last night, and great, she used to be with us back in the day. There's an interesting story behind that. So, great lady, by the way. But her daughter's about due. But she was saying that she just posted that, hey, look, I want to give out 50 and receive 25 on Facebook. And received somebody who said, hey, I need a referral for a contractor. And she got a general contractor a $250,000 gig. Okay, this is a couple months ago. Guess what? Do you think the contractor's happy with Margaret? Hello? It's called the Triangle of Trust. Next thing, the contractor has somebody that just built a home and got transferred all of a sudden out of the state or out of the country. They say, I wonder what realtor I should refer it to. Hello? Okay? Triangle of Trust. It's simple. You refer the guy to the auto mechanic. The auto mechanic loves you. The people love you. They got somebody you can trust. And now you've got 2 people ready to refer you. Okay? Not brain surgery. Just telling you. Get an accountability partner. Gotta have them. 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 Got to have one. Don't allow yourself to try and do this alone. You won't do it. All right? Doing it alone is you're where you are right now because of doing it alone. Have somebody that's going to kick your backside. All right? Have someone like my wife that shut the bedroom doors on me. Remember that? Okay? Say, go sleep in the guest bed. All right? Sleep in the guest bed long enough, pretty soon you start selling. All right? Good things start to happen. That's motivation right there. Okay? Figure it out. Here's my commitment to you. I'm in for the long haul. We're going to be passionate, thoughtfulness, everything. We're going to cast vision, respect, things, and feedback. We're going to get it. By the way, we're going to start doing stuff now, right? We're going to have some assignments coming up. We start doing stuff. Next time, we're going to start sharing how things working. All right, what's going on? What's working for you? You need to post to the Facebook group page. We all need to hear from you. Good, bad, and ugly. All right? So because of that, here's a great idea I sent out last year. We were doing this, and right around Valentine. So one of our agents sent out 60 Valentine cards to her past clients with a little, piece of chocolate in there or something. All right? Valentine, like Snoopy. Yeah. Valentine cards, right? The ones you get your kids have to send. She got $9 million worth of business calls from that. Okay? Just not all translated into business yet, but people she hadn't talked to in all these perceived indifference years, right? Had never responded to her slick mail piece with her out there saying, Cindy's the best, right? All right? Come use me, I'm awesome. All right? But they responded with Snoopy. I'm just telling you, the power of reaching and touching people personally is going to blow your mind. Blow your mind. All right. Hold your commitments, which include this. Here are your commitments. Remember, you didn't have to pay me to come in the door. So the only things you owe me are these things. Be willing to change. Be honest and accountable. Agree to read one book a month. Get 8 hours of sleep a night. Ha, ha, ha. Everybody laughs at that. All right? Okay? You can do this. I don't want to hear it. Cockamamie. I'm not going to listen to your excuse. Get 8 hours of sleep. Get 8 hours of sleep. Get 8 hours of sleep. Find a way. You can't, if you say there's no way, then there's no way. I'm telling you, if you're telling yourself right now there's no way, then there's no way.
Can I ask you that question when you come over 70?
Huh?
Can I ask you that question when you come over 70?
Yeah, is it hard to say, or you need more?
No, you just get up a lot.
Okay. That's all right. We'll just average it out. I hear all sorts. You know what? Listen to your radio for a while. There's a commercial every 7 seconds about that issue. All right? Okay? We'll get that problem solved for you. All right? Hey, how can I help you? I got a great referral. I know a great urologist. All right. Agree to perform 30 minutes of exercise 3 days a week, minimum. Period. All right? Why? It's going to get your day going. What's that?
Does that include walking back and forth for your car?
Absolutely. Sure enough. All right? As long as you do it with the power walk period. All right? Just get it done. All right? Here's the thing. When you're out there, I like it a scheduled time. And why? Because you know what? I was disciplined. I disciplined myself to get 8 hours of sleep. I went to bed early enough so I can get up and do my 30 minutes of cardiovascular exercise. I'm going to walk out the door with my head held high, my chest up, saying I did it. Period. Okay? That's why you do it. It's because you can knock it off and say, you should do business with me because I'm disciplined.
Can you send that to us?
What, that? Absolutely. Write me, I'll get you the whole PowerPoint. Just make sure you email me.
Thank you.
Okay? Email me. If you don't email me, if you tell me afterwards, hey, Bob, that was great, send me the email, not going to happen. Okay? My email is my to-do list. Okay? And by the way, I'm teaching this 4 times, like in a 48-hour period, so give me time to get home and get settled in. If you don't get an answer right away, it's just because I'm still scrambling to get to the next place I'm going to teach this. Cool? All right. Oh, you missed that. Volunteer at a nonprofit 4 hours a month. Okay? Minimum. Go give. Find something you're passionate about. I don't care. Dogs, birds, trees, homeless, whatever. Okay? Go find some place to help outside of you. There's another one I told you I like to step on toes. Give 10% of your income to a church, synagogue, or other nonprofit. It works. We talked a little bit of 70-20-10 last time. We're going to learn to live on 70, save 20, give 10. All right? Now, for some of you, it's going to be a piece of cake. How could I ever? Well, because I'm going to show you how to make 100 grand. So 70 grand, all right, 70% of 100 grand is twice what you're making right now anyway, so piece of cake. You should easily live on it, okay? Matter of fact, 80% of realtors out there, we talked about that, right, are grossing $46,000 or less in income. So that should be a piece of cake, all right, to go 70-20-10. It works. Don't let yourself get into piss it all away. Remember the old realtor prayer? Right? Dear God, just let there be one more real estate boom. I promise not to piss it all away this time. All right? Okay?
How many cycles?
Okay, right, exactly. You do it every 6 years. Every 6 years I'm doing this. Okay, this time I'm going to live that way. I'm going to actually invest. I'm going to create a business. I'm going to do something I can sell. All right, worship once a week, preferably in a corporate worship setting. Go to church. Go to synagogue. You don't like that? Yeah, Bob, you don't know my life. My upbringing. I'm de-churched. I hate church. I don't like I drive by fast, so I don't have to smell the church. All right, I get it. Okay, I'm with you 100%. You know why he does that? Because churches are filled with people. All right, and so it's not the church's fault, it's people's fault, but that's okay. That being said, find one you like. If you can't ultimately find one you like, then decompress somewhere. Go to the beach, meditate, stare at the waves, 1 hour. All right, preferably do it in a group. Find other people who love to do that. Okay, and go hang out and do it. I'm just telling you. You need to have a sense that there's a higher power and it's not you. Okay? All this is going to require discipline. So here's for your next session. All those assignments that he did in coaching session 1 are now your assignments. You've now been coached. Okay, but you have to pay him $1,000 a month to do it. All right? You just got to come here and eat bananas and nuts. All right? Assignments from the coaching session 1, if you didn't write them down, email me so you can have them. All right? That means including the 25 power notes. All that stuff's going to be out there. I'll post it on the Facebook group page as well sometime when I get home. All right? Spend time analyzing which activities leave you feeling strong. I want you to start feeling about what are your strengths. Because can I tell you your strengths? No. Who can tell you your strengths? Only me. Right? Only I can tell you what I feel strong in. Okay? Because I know my feelings. Upcoming meeting dates. Check this. It changed a little bit. You got to float around a little bit because of the availability of this room. Next ones are pretty. 8:20. That's today, right? Yeah. Okay, so again, check that one off. Bam, done. Okay, 9/3, 9/17. Got a little bit of a gap there. There's a 3-week break. 10/9, 10/21. And that's floating back. Some are Wednesdays, some are Thursdays, some are Tuesdays, so watch out. Okay, don't just assume. And the last one's a Monday, because I want to get done before Thanksgiving. All right? So you guys can all go home and spend time with your dysfunctional families who want all the money. Yeah, I see it. I know.
Did you hear from me? My son's girlfriend invited us to her
Oh,
house.
see that? Awesome. Okay, 11/17. Got them? Share successes and challenges on the great Facebook group page. Be part of that group, guys. I'm telling you, it's powerful. There's power in the group. There's a reason I told you. So last February, I get up on, I was going to church, going to Bible study at my church on Saturday morning. It's like 6:30, so I went to go grab a cup of coffee. And I see all these cars parked in the parking lot, massive amount, like 50 cars. Like, what in the world? They were outside this running shop. It's like, what? I looked down at my thing, and my temperature, it was 12 degrees. 12. It's like, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. WTF. All right? What are they doing out there? Okay? What are they doing out there? And sure enough, they were all stretching, getting ready for their run. God bless them. You know what I mean? Hallelujah. But 12? Come on. Okay, let me go to the Y. At least the treadmill, keeps it a nice toasty 68. You know? Here's what I know. If there were 50 of them there, that it was 6:30, at 5:52, when their alarms went off, there were 50 individual conversations going on that said, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it's 12 degrees. I ain't going. There will be other people there that need. So the group dynamic got them out of bed at 12 to go run in 12 degrees. Okay? That is who we are. Okay, that's the power of the group. All right, I'm just telling you. We need you, you need us. Commit. Okay? That accountability is going to be huge. So be willing to do that. Now, last thing. Obtain a copy of The Greatest Salesman in the World. Anybody ever read Og Mandino? You're going to fall in love with this dude. Okay? Awesome stuff. Powerful. Powerful teachings. Look at this. Don't before you get too, it's small writing, but still, come on. I joke. Okay. One bathroom session after a Mexican meal, and you can okay? Period. All right? This is not that thick. All right? Okay. Pretty easy read. All right? Not that long. Okay? Just knock it out and get it done. Here's what I want you to do. Read it, and then handwrite the main theme of each scroll. There are 10 scrolls referenced in here. Okay? In this, to really study this book, he teaches them to read the same scroll every day for 30 days. Now, you can make that part of your affirmation for the next year. That's awesome. Go for it. But for right now, I want you to read each one. By the way, if you want to cheat, if you go down in the 100K Club, I think way back in May or June, I just, on a whim, started for 10 consecutive days, posted these scrolls, you know, on there. So if you go all the way back down through the threads, there's plenty to read there. All right, you can maybe find them or just read it. I'm telling you, it's awesome. You will be blown away. This will be, I wanted you to read this now because this is going to be great for your affirmations. Great for your morning affirmations. Cool? Awesome? And I think that's it. Before we go, any questions? Last minute, don't forget, if you need a receipt for the book, email me. If you want a copy of the PowerPoint, email me. If you want to join the Facebook group page, request in. I'll give you permission. If you need an extra copy of the book or you need a book, we're out.
Real quickly, one more time on your email.
What's that?
MCD.
BOBMCD at futurehomerealty.com. Yep. You can get on Amazon, like Kindle, for $3.03. Okay. You can also order on Amazon.
Yeah, I'm seeing it, but I just wanted it.
I understand. We flew through it. Guess, take solace in the fact that my Orlando group is going to be in the same boat tonight when I get out there. I ordered 56. I didn't know that we were going to have that many people. You know, I thought we were going to have some. They already had the book. So, there you go. All right, figured out how to get one. Steal one. Somebody's, they haven't written their name in it yet. Just grab it because they'll leave it now. Yeah, that's what I told them. Absolutely.